Hey guys, this one here is for New Year's Eve, and I think we're all getting ready for that. So here I am priming and preparing my face using the Garnier BB cream, and I'm going to also prep my eyes and use this silver creamy eyeshadow pencil as a base. I've used it before. It works very well for under eyeshadows. It makes them pop very nicely, and so I've been doing this lately. I also have a couple of other really sheer creamy pencils that I use. I'm also going to be cutting my crease, and I'm using a Rimmel gel eyeliner to do that, in a very flat, very thin brush to do that. That brush actually does come with that gel eyeliner, and it's perfect for what I'm doing here. It's also perfect for applying the eyeliner, period. See, I am now taking that line and following the actual, you see I'm pushing with my fingernail to feel the bone, so that I can map out exactly where that line is supposed to be, exactly where excuse me, my socket line would be if I didn't have the hood. We would be able to see that that's exactly where my crease should be if my eyes were not hooded. So I'm mapping all of that out using this gel eyeliner. Very thin line you want to make, not a thick one, because we're going to be blending this out. And we're going to be blending it out quite a bit. So using another very small brush, because it's such a small area that I'm getting into, I use a brown eyeshadow, very dark. I think it's from the Ulta kit that I have, and it's called a brown fudge or something like that. It's pretty dark brown, it's matte, and I'm beginning with that color to start blending the line on upward, in an upward motion. You do not want that line to go onto your mobile lid, and the reason for that is because that's where your bright eyeshadows are going to go, and you don't want that mixing together with that, because it's gonna take the line all out of proportion, and it's meant to just show that is where my crease is, that's where my socket line is, and it should be very precise and very clean looking. So that line should be blended upward, not downward. I'll be cleaning it up in a few minutes anyhow. So here goes another brush I'm using, and I choose a transition color now. It will be lighter than this. It's a caramel type of brownish. It's also matte, and it's going to start blending into the dark brown. So I'm starting to transition the colors, going on upward and further blending out the gel eyeliner, the thin line that I just made. And so that it looks seamless, and it looks like it's just a shadow. It's supposed to be there. I mean, it's pretty bold still, but it's no longer going to be that little line that I made there. By the way, when you're making the line, you do not have to be perfect, because you're going to do, here I'm showing you the colors that I'm using. I'm going to take that color, and that's the color I was just talking about, and continue to blend on upward. That's like a caramel type of color, very light caramel type of color, and the colors, when they're transitioning on upwards, should go from dark to light, with the very lightest color being on your brow bone. So I am going to, in a second, also take a much lighter, kind of like, I would say, off-whitish, or a very light beige, and a little tiny, it's got a little tiny bit of shimmer onto my brow bone after I'm done blending all of the cut crease stuff there out. And there it goes. And that's going to be way lighter than all of the other colors. They transition into each other. Each color blends into the next color, and then you just keep blending everything out until it's all seamless and there are no harsh lines, and it looks very natural looking. And so that's the look you want to go for when you're cutting your crease. when you're doing anything that has to do with blending makeup, actually. So this is the Light Bright, and this is by Hard Candy, and I never thought I'd have a good use for this, but actually I found that this works really good to clean up the mobile lid area and also serve as a base for the eyeshadows that are going to go on my mobile lid, and clean up that line that I made. You'll see that, and you want to use a brush like the one I'm using. That's actually a concealer brush, and these brushes are synthetic. And so you see how I'm cleaning up, making it really nice and crisp and neat looking using the Light Bright, which is a concealer. By the way, you do not want to let this set. You want to go ahead and hurry up and grab your eyeshadow, which I'm using here is a very, very shimmery white satiny color. It's very, very shiny. And you want to hurry up and get your color right onto your mobile lid after you put on your base, because if it sets, it's not going to look pretty. So that's what I did. I just grabbed my color and I put it on. I chose a very, very bright white satiny shimmery color. Very festive color. I don't believe I've used this before. So I'm putting that right on top of the base. And then I'm further taking a small brush and I am taking the chocolate brown color and on the ends of my eyes to create a little bit of depth and definition. I am putting that color there, and then I'm going to take from the small little quad from that same Ulta kit that comes inside the makeup kit. That is like a brownish pink. It's a beautiful color, and that's the only way I know how to describe it. And I put it on the ends of my eye, and I also used that chocolate brown fudge color and just created a line at the end to make a very sharp V at the end of my eye. I also take both of those colors under my eye, along with a beige, not a beige, a burgundy. It's so beautiful, this color. A burgundy in the same little tiny quad. Burgundy, reddish, brown type of color, very satiny. And put it in the same area and blended it out right at the ends of the eye where you can see it. And now taking the Milani Liquid Eye, I am mapping out the line that I want on the top on my lash line. I'm also going to go in a straight line on out beyond where my eyes end, almost to my temple, to create sort of like a wing. And but I take that straight out because of the shape of my eyes. If I were to follow the natural contour of my eye, I get a droopy look. So I'm taking that pencil and I'm mapping out. I have to create a line that does not follow the natural contours of my eye. So I take that up and out towards the middle. You see me going straight out, and it's going to be a little bit higher, just a fraction, well, a couple of fractions higher than my natural contour. And this will lift my eyelid. And so I'm doing that again here on the other side. You can see it done twice. And that really does lift up your eye. That's the effect you want. If you have mature eyes or hooded eyes or monolids, you probably have a droopy effect on the natural contours of your eye. And this is the way that I know how to lift that area, and you can get a lifted eye look. And so I'm taking that on the ends of my eye on the bottom to create some more depth and some more definition towards the end of the eye and on my outer V. This one here is a little bit longer than my other ones because I really wanted to be very, in depth about my describing what I'm doing. I used a lot of colors, a lot of procedures many of you may not be familiar with. I went all out because this is for a very special time of the year. So taking the same eyebrow pencil, the brown one that I always use by LA Colors, I am creating a different shape on the inner points of my brow. I'm squaring them off. I need to get them waxed again. They're getting a little bit too wide. And then I just went ahead and followed the natural shape on the rest of the brow. And I'm also going to use some brow powder, a medium toned with no reddish in it, from the same Ulta kit, and I just pointed it out. So one in the middle, it's the medium color. And I'm going to go over the pencil with that, and that's just going to darken it and cover any spaces that I may have missed or any sparseness, so that the brow looks completely there's no lines, and it's just completely smooth looking brow, and that's what I'm going for. But the only thing I change as far as shape is just the inner points, and I just squared it off just a little bit. And here I have gone ahead and put on my fake lashes by Profusion. I have also put on the mascara I just showed you, and I lined the top with that liquid e.l.f. pencil, and that's what I'm telling you here. I turned off the camera, I put on fake lashes, and using, I believe this is Mega Lash by Rimmel, but I'll put that down in the description box for you if I'm wrong. But that is the mascara by Rimmel. By the way, I highly recommend it. It gives you a lot of volume and a good amount of length, so which I need. So I am going over the fake lashes and my lashes now to bind them together. And so at this point, I have already put on the lashes. Before I put on the lashes, I did curl my lashes. I did put this on before, and then I put it on after. And then here, using the Maybelline 16-hour eyeliner, I go on my waterline, but first I'm going to take that. This here is a liquid eyeliner by e.l.f., but it's a felt tip. It's really, really good. I'm really impressed because it only cost me like $3, but it's got a lot of pigmentation in it, so it's great to use. I didn't think I was going to like it very much. And so I'm going over my lash band here and just making sure everything is neat and precise. Using this, but I used it before and I'm using it again after. And then I went on my waterline with the Maybelline eyeliner. I'm going to do it again here. Please be careful. We do not want to age prematurely when you are pulling down that area. You see how careful I am, just tipping it ever very, very softly. I'm barely touching it, because if you pull that area down and are harsh with it, you will get premature lines under your eye. And I'm already 45. I can't afford that. So here I'm taking the pencil by L'Oreal, the Smolder, and further doing that, smoldering the line and making it look a little bold and also smoky. And going back in with the gel by Gel Eyeliner, and this is a Super Black, I think it's called, by Rimmel. I am perfecting my lines on the bottom, going into smudging that into my actual eyelashes on the bottom. And here I am taking a brownish color from my Earth Tone palette by LA Colors, and on the ends of the eye I'm just creating a little bit more smoke just on the ends where my outer V is at, and just some more depth and definition and some smoke. And sorry, I am cleaning my nose. I did actually have a cold and in this video, so I was wiping my nose. And using the foundation by by L'Oreal, but this is their Lumi. I don't know if it's True Match, but I know it's Lumi foundation, and mine is in medium beige, and using a kabuki brush. And that brush is also by the same company that makes all of the other brushes I have from Walgreens, and I'll put that in the description box for you. Essence of Beauty. but I'll put it down in the box for you. And so I am taking that, and I like the finish it gives me with that specific foundation, so that's why I'm using that brush. And I'm going to, after I'm done applying it all, I'm going to set it with the Coverall by Wet n Wild in just a second. But you see how beautiful the finish is? For some reason, with this specific foundation, that brush gives me a better finish. And there you have it. It's a very nice, luminous glow, dewy, and also almost airbrush, but it's got a velvety look to it as well. So here I am trying to I'm trying to open up the Coverall palette, and I'm showing you need to tap that out, the excess, before applying it, and I am setting everything with that, my face makeup. And I'm waiting for myself to finish so that I can tell you what else I'm doing. I went over it twice. Okay, here, this is by Sally Hansen. This is a foundation, but it's like two shades lighter than my foundation, so I chose to use it as a concealer and a highlighter right under my eyes, and using a concealer brush. And now, I do believe that I'm going to show you, yes, I'm going to contour with the same little earth tone palette. I love that palette because I do so many things with it. And I'm contouring, I'm using a contour brush to do that, and that's from the same brushes, the same line, Essence of Beauty. Most of my brushes are by them, and from Walgreens, or by e.l.f. And so I have contoured with that same little palette using a medium brownish shade. And then I believe I'm going to bronze now, and that is by e.l.f. I love that stuff. I'll put that down in the description box for you because the actual name of the little palette there escapes me. But it's a very nice glowy bronzy color. It's beautiful. And it cost only about, I think it was $3 as well. And so I took that up on my forehead, of course, down my cheeks, and on my jawline. And then this is a regular blush brush. I'm further smudging in the lines using the little Ulta contouring brush that I have. And then using here the Fergie palette that I have, the bronze one. I believe it's called Golden Goddess. You can see what a beautiful finish that gives. And I just went over the e.l.f. one with that one. And this here is by e.l.f. and it's a highlight or a luminizer, and it gives you a beautiful, beautiful highlight and a glow right on the high points of my cheeks, down my nose, and on my cupid's bow. I love this stuff. Love, love, love. $2. I loved it so much I put it on my lips. And it smells really, really good. And there I am putting that on my lips. It served as a pretty neat base for when I start putting on my lip liner. I actually was going to leave my lips like that, but I thought I looked too pale. So I didn't. I'm wiping my nose again. Sorry, that's so gross. I'm sorry, guys. I should have cut that out. And so here I'm putting on some blusher, and that's like a really, really nice hot pink, but I'm very light-handed with it. I didn't want to overshadow my eyeshadow. I wanted that to be the main focus of my face. So I just very, very light-handedly put some blusher on. And I think that's by LA Colors. It's just a small little single palette, if that's what you want to even call it. And here with a purple, that's not a lip liner, but I used it as one that is an eyeliner. but I wanted purple lips, and actually it came out looking like a fuchsia type of color because I go over it with a pink lipstick and pink lip gloss. And so it does not come out purple. It comes out like a fuchsia type of color, the same color that I have. That pink, by the way, talking about that pink, I don't know how. Oh yes, that was done off camera, and I did show you the palette that it came from. So the pink on the ends of my eye, the bright pink, I did that off camera because I had changed my mind and I wanted a different look. So here goes the lipstick, and that I bought at the dollar store and can't even tell you who makes it, but I saw it, I fell in love with it, I thought it was gorgeous. So it gives me like a fuchsia type of look, it matches the eyeshadow, and the Profusion palette, the one that I have with all the shimmers, is where the 60 color palette is where that bright pink on my eyes comes from. And there goes the pink lip gloss. I also really don't know who makes that, it's a generic, but there you go. And then all that's left to be done, I believe, is take my hair out and take my pictures. Happy New Year, everybody. I will see you guys in 2015. Bye-bye. And thank you so much for watching.